people spotting human-shaped figures walking across clouds, frozen birds hanging midair, and a car that seems to appear out of nowhere right before a crash. With how many cameras we have pointed at the world around us these days, we're starting to spot genuine glitches in the simulation. Well, this is some strange footage. Someone was filming out the window of a plane to get some footage of the beautiful misty air and the sky people, the clouds. Wait a minute, sky people? Yeah, see those figures in the distance? What in the heck are those? They look human-shaped, so much so that when zoomed in on them, it looks like people out hiking through the snow, except the snow is clouds. The internet obviously lost its mind over this, with one person commenting, "They look like they're just standing there watching us go by." Another commented that the simulation was running out of memory and forgot to hide the NPCs. What is going on with these dogs? This one was uploaded to TikTok by Yikes Bikes, who was driving along the beach with some friends, filming the gorgeous bright blue water. Clearly this was not filmed in my neck of the woods. Anyway, when she spotted these dogs standing totally still along the shore, standing still is actually putting it very lightly, these two were frozen in place. And not only were they still as a statue, but the dogs looked identical, like they were copied and pasted. So what is going on here? Is it a glitch in the Matrix, or is there a more logical explanation? Share your thoughts down below. This next one is really weird. It comes from a CCTV camera somewhere in South America. It's one of those videos where you see this semi-translucent figure running through the frame, but in this case, there's more to it than that. We don't just get a ghostly figure here. This thing seems to interact with the two men walking through the area. Take a look. The first guy reacts like he's just bumped into someone, but all there is this vague ghostly shape. The shape moves with incredible speed, hitting the next guy. They both physically react to whatever this thing is, only they couldn't see it with their own eyes, otherwise they wouldn't have just walked right into it. Very, very strange clip. Ever found you suddenly have duplicates of something and you have no idea where the second one came from? Well, TikToker Roxy J. Mua experienced exactly that. She noticed a piece of her phone case sitting on her tabletop. She thought she'd broken it, but when she went and got her phone, she was shocked to find that the case was completely intact. She only has one copy of the case, so where did the broken part come from? What is going on with this pigeon? How about this one? And this one. There are tons of videos of birds frozen in midair, especially pigeons, and it makes sense. If we really are living in a complex simulation, pigeons would probably be the ones that glitch out the most. I mean, there's just so many of them, and they're just these basic, simple-minded creatures. And before anyone starts rushing to the comments to accuse me of calling pigeons dumb, let me just clarify, yes, they're mush-brained, idiotic rats with wings. They're always flying up in your face. If you live in an apartment, they'll probably perch on your balcony and get their poop everywhere. They make annoying hooting noises in the morning. Are the worst. This clip is from a dash cam at an intersection in Singapore. A white BMW is waiting to turn, inching forward while traffic passes. A van goes by, the driver waits a second, then starts moving once it looks clear. Right as the BMW pulls out, a smaller car suddenly cuts across and the two crash into each other. Luckily, no one was hurt, but if the first driver had pulled up a little sooner, this could have been really bad. This is some crazy footage. I mean, you just don't see that car coming at all. It really looks like it just appears in the middle of the intersection at the exact moment the BMW moves. So people started calling it a ghost car. One description compared it to something like Back to the Future, like it just zapped into our timeline. Aren't there enough accidents on the road already without having to deal with cars crossing over from another reality in the middle of the road all of a sudden? See if you spot something strange here. How did that binder go from green to red instantly like that? At first you'd think maybe he swapped it out. Maybe he had two binders and switched them while he was passing the car, but I mean, if you watch closely, there's no movement that lines up with that. His arms stay in the exact same position the entire time, but then boom, different color. People were of course throwing out all kinds of explanations, but the only one that matters for the purposes of this video is of course reality glitching. It's supposed to be red the whole time, but then oops, little glitch in the system, and the evidence of us living in the Matrix continues to mount. On August 5th, 2009, people watching the morning news on BBC Northeast caught a glitch in the sky that still has not been explained. Anchor Colin Briggs was just going through the headlines like any other day. A live webcam feed on the Millennium Bridge in Newcastle was running behind him, and then out of nowhere, this bright white streak of light just zips across the background. What makes it weird is the trajectory. It didn't fall toward the ground like a meteor, it shot upward at insane speed and then just blinked out of existence. Once the clips hit the internet, people were convinced they'd caught a UFO on live TV. Some were saying it was probably just a bird or a remote-controlled plane, possible, but it didn't really appear to be either of those things. Even Nick Pope, who used to run UFO investigations for the UK Ministry of Defence, he took a look at the footage and admitted it didn't look like a bird at all. He described the way it moved as, quote, genuinely strange. The BBC eventually did a follow-up segment asking the public for their theories, but they never actually provided a solid answer. Back in December 2024, people over in Surrey, BC in Canada looked up to see the sky lit up with all these crazy colors. The bright multicolored lights were stretching up into the atmosphere. One local, Melissa Knight, took to a Facebook group asking, "What is happening in the skies over in Cloverdale this morning?" And the photos she posted were pretty amazing. Naturally, the internet went through the usual checklist. Some people went straight to aliens, while others thought it might be light pollution bleeding out from nearby cannabis greenhouses. The most scientific guess was light pillars, where ice crystals in the air catch and bend light into vertical beams, but as one commenter put it, that's a thing that happens in other places, but I've never heard of it here. Despite all the theories, there was never an official confirmation of what those lights actually were. Imagine looking up at the sky and seeing two suns staring back at you. You'd probably picture yourself on an alien planet, but this has been known to happen right here on Earth. Is this some kind of camera trick, a lens flare? Or are these clips capturing an overlap between parallel universes or some kind of mirror reality? Jim Kaler, an astronomer from the University of Illinois, has weighed in on this, calling it a, quote, pretty darn rare optical refraction. Even though he's a man of science, he admits it isn't fully explained, stating, "I doubt it's been computer modeled. There must have been some blob of atmosphere somewhere that caused this truly spectacular phenomenon, which, in a sense, is a mirage." The weird part is that typical mirages happen when light bends vertically. These double suns are sitting side by side. Back in the day, Flemish astronomer Marcel Minoret wrote about this. He was so convinced by the evidence that he wrote, "So many other instances have been reported that there is no longer any doubt about observations of sun and mock suns being at exactly the same altitude." According to an atmospheric scientist named Grant Perry, quote, "This is not a common optical phenomenon that we're seeing here." So what do you all think? Is there a logical, grounded explanation for this? Or, with everyone recording everything at all times nowadays, are we capturing evidence of the simulation glitching before our very eyes? That's been the video. I will catch you, yes, you specifically, in the next one.